Hello everyone and welcome back to NieR Automata. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman, and today, well, I think it's time that we try and finally get into the tower, don't you think? God only knows what we're going to find inside, but we have all three keys, so it's going to be worth a try at least. Oh boy. Oh, so we have to individually... Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if we were just hacking these for fun, or... Whoa. Oh. Like, what are we trying to get to here, game? The short timer and a lot of stuff to shoot through. Okay. The question is, why make us go through all this, right? Like... It sure does feel an awful lot like we're being toyed with, right? Like, whatever's going on here, it feels very intentional. And it feels like if they wanted to keep us from getting access, the machines probably could. I mean, just based on this. If they can make this happen spontaneously out of the ether, basically, they could probably keep us from gaining access, which means that they want us to gain access. So then the question is, why make us go through all this hullabaloo to get access, right? When they could just let us in. I don't know if I actually have to destroy all this, but we're going to. Like, is this whole thing at this point? Is it just a setup to screw with 9S's head? Uh-huh. And why do they talk like they're a goddamn concierge service? Like, what? Oh, this is a big hack we gotta do, huh?
Caution level rising. Cause is most likely concern over Unit 9S gaining access to tower.
Uh-huh. So we're gonna have to do some fighting in between. Interesting.
Damn it! They won't stop coming!
Whoa.
Alert.
Allies?
What? Oh!
Wait, you?
We've been expecting you. Two of us will take things from here. You
What?
need to open the door to the tower.
What? Why?
Devila?
I think, first of all, I mean, I guess at this point I shouldn't be surprised that any android can fight, but like, why are they, what, why have they been waiting for this?
What are you talking about?
Come on, 9S. Hack in while you can.
None of this makes any sense!
We'll explain everything once we're inside.
Oh, they're coming with us? Come on, girls, keep me covered. Got new music, too. Holy shit. What is happening right now? Look at this! Look at them go! Here I thought they were gonna have like A2 come in, we were gonna have to like begrudgingly work with her, but no, it's just Devila and Popola. What the hell? Come on, girls. Keep it together. Don't go dying on me either.
9S, you just focus on hacking.
That's what I'm doing, but they're getting awful close, team. Come on. sneak around the back. There we go. I have so many questions about what's happening right now, man. Whoa. There we go. Easy. Oh, we have multiple levels? Okay. Oh, God. I don't like this.
What's this barrier?
Analysis. It is part of a closed defensive system.
Well, how do I break it down?
Hypothesis. Unit 9S could permit its self-consciousness
What?
data to lose control. The resulting energy
What do you
surge
mean?
has an acceptable probability of temporarily paralyzing the barrier.
That's almost as bad as not going in at all!
What happened?
It's the barrier.
Whoa!
No, don't! You can't do anything! The wall's got a self-closing
Enough!
algorithm!
Devil and I, we have to atone for our sins no matter what!
But if you do that, your circuits will...
Devil! Right.
Just shove me through the door.
You don't regret this.
What is happening? Oh my god. Okay, so she was able to force the door open, but like what are their actual sins? All we know is that like apparently a bunch of their machines went like their models, sisters, however you want to think about it, went berserk. That's all we know. We don't know anything else. What is so heinous that these two need to atone for it doing all of this stuff? Pod 153, alert. Data records discovered for units Devila. Oh! Well, maybe we're going to get some answers. Devila and Popola, do you wish to open this data now? Absolutely. Open it. Oh, we're going to get a video? Cutscene? We are. Maybe. Or it's just written dialogue. Okay. Reading time. A dusty wind kisses my cheeks. Buried in sand, we press forward one step at a time. We have nowhere else to go, after all. Because our models, the Devila and Popola models, are defective. Transitions in the project's initial phase. When first we woke, there were still people. Okay, yeah. We saw something, I think, about them being very old. Like them being an old model or something. But if there were still people, they've been around for a long time, though. They had flesh, egos, emotions, souls. And they issued us a single order. Function as observers of Project Gestalt. Uh-huh. So they've been around since the start of the program? Like, we're talking like back in like, quote-unquote modern time-ish, compared to what we are at now in Automata, at least. Interesting. Function as observers. So they just like oversee the whole thing, or they just literally record the information for research purposes, posterity? I don't know. This is the sole mission of the twin Devila and Popola models. Okay, so what went wrong? It is the only reason we exist at all. We were the latest model, though many companions shared our appearance. There was a sparkle in all of our eyes, a sense of pride at having been entrusted with humanity's future. And yes, there was anxiety as well. But we existed as a pair. We shared destiny's burden as a pair. And because of that, all hesitation was swept away. So I guess this confirms that the Gestalt project was like the creation of androids originally, right? Because like, as far as we can tell, that's what Devila and Popola are, despite their weird, like, sort of quasi-magic-esque tech that they used to like repair us and stuff. And the fact, again, that Devil is able to get drunk. Like, so unless they're hyper-advanced humans, and that's what the Gestalt project is, and the androids are, like, another thing, I feel that might be a stretch, but I don't know. I mean, they said that they were the latest models, so I guess they're androids. Each pair was given their own cities as observation areas. We were ordered to guide the replicants with our own hands, all for the sake of the promised time that would one day arrive. Right, and so this is what I had theorized about before, that the replicants are the original androids, right? And then the Gestalt are, like, the spirits, like, the personalities. The replicants are the bodies, I guess, or, like, the replicants are a combination of an android body and a Gestalt mind, maybe? We were the only ones who could handle such a duty. We were observers, after all. So each city had a duo of Devil and Popola. Are they responsible for the downfall of humanity? Did they, like, get corrupted by the machines? Ah! Watch out! Devil staggers and falls in the soft yet unforgiving sand. I hurry to her side and sigh with relief when I find she's not seriously hurt. Are you alright? Sorry, sis. Guess I spaced out there for a bit. She smiles, the same wry smile I know so well, as she rubs absently at her leg. It is wrapped in a white bandage. Your bandage is coming undone. Here, let me change it. It's all right, Popola. Come on. We have to go before we lose the light. We won't be going anywhere if sand gets into that thing. Now quit whining and hold still. I'll be quick. Devil grunts and turns away. I take it as consent. Soon we are resting in the shade of a nearby rock as I pull the bandage free. Artificial skin, torn and bloodied, peeks out from beneath the bandage. Judging by Devil's current lack of ambulatory control, I imagine the circuitry underneath has been damaged as well. Okay, well, so they're definitely androids then, confirmed. Oh, we get a choice here? That's interesting. Taking a deep breath, I check the circuitry to see if it can be repaired. As expected, wiring in the nerve circuitry has been damaged. Replacing it will require new connectors as well as some tools. None of which is easy to find in a desert. Sorry about this, sis, mutters Devila. That wry smile again. It kills me every time. Don't you dare apologize, I respond. You've done nothing wrong. Sounds like me talking to Jane whenever she apologizes for something. I calmly change the bandage, trying not to let my worry show. I make it as tight as possible so no sand can slip inside. It's all I can do until I get the proper materials. But that's going to be a tall order, considering our current condition. I'm sorry, sister. Okay, now you're apologizing. We both apologize while insisting the other's apology isn't necessary. Also sounds like Jane and myself. It's kind of funny in a way. Such a trivial exchange under such circumstances. We laugh together, the sound echoing out across the desert before being stolen by the cool evening wind. So how did they get here? That's the question. Report regarding the increase in relapses. There has to be some way to prevent relapses. Devila's sharp voice echoes through our private quarters. You must be quiet, sister. The replicants will hear. They wouldn't understand even if they did. That might be true, but regardless. Annoyed at my hesitation, Devila crosses her legs and scowls. The black scrawl took another victim, she says. That's 3 this month. It's spreading way too fast. The black scrawl. Idea. Adam and Eve are so advanced in terms of machine life forms because they're replicants, not androids. Now, obviously, I don't know nearly enough about replicants or what they are or how they work, really. I have theory and little bits of info to solidly say this, but What if they're recovered replicants that the machines found in, like, an abandoned facility somewhere, right? And because they're maybe, like, more advanced, they were created when humanity was at its peak. They were able to utilize them. Maybe convince them that they were machines, or put machine consciousnesses into them because they're built to take a gestalt. Maybe. That's why they were, like, birthed out of a womb, right? Because, like, the mind had been placed inside the body. And the reason I say this is because we saw those black tattoos crawl across Eve's skin when he was going berserk, right? What if that's the black scrawl? Obviously, we don't know what that actually is or what it entails or why it exists, but maybe that's the explanation for that, right? Possibly. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm tired of hearing you say that. Her shout makes me jump. Just a little, but enough for her to notice. Seeing that, her eyes suddenly open wide. I'm sorry, sis. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. It's okay. I understand. It's all going wrong. You can feel it too, right? When I was first assigned to Project Gestalt, I was over the moon with pride. But now my chest hurts just to think about it. If I were to fail... Before we knew it, the replicants had gained a sense of self, and the black scrawl started raging out of control. So the replicants weren't supposed to be self-aware. The replicants... Okay, no, that makes sense, right? Because if the replicants... If I'm correct anyway, if the replicants are like a shell for a gestalt to be placed into... But we've seen, time and time and time again, artificial life forms seem almost fated or destined to develop their own personalities and will, then we would see that happening here, right? And somehow, because of the nature of their creation or magic or God knows what else, because of, Drakengard and it being the reason that the NieR universe exists and all that type of stuff that I barely know anything about, they wind up, like, going berserk, and that's what the black scrawl is, right? And it, like, manifests on their bodies, whatever, because why not? And then they reject either, like, their lot as being receptacles for an actual personality, or they reject the personality that's installed in them, one or the other. Maybe. It moved fast. So fast. Like a wind. Popola and I would go to the observation room and act like it was all okay. We'd talk to the replicants as if we didn't have a care in the world. But at night, we'd just hold each other and share the horror of it all. I'm glad you were with me, murmurs Popola. I couldn't have handled being an observer all alone. So I guess they weren't allowed to try and intervene, right? We were able to endure because we had each other, I reply softly. Did the humans see this coming? Is that why they made a twin model? Were they really so clever? Were they really so cruel? I couldn't have done this by myself. I would have descended into madness. I simply couldn't bear such a burden all alone. Is that their sin, that they just didn't try to do anything? Or did they kill the replicants or something because they were going berserk and that's their sin? When I get the chance, I'm going to try contacting another city, she says. Maybe these abnormalities are a localized phenomenon. I pray that's the case, I reply. Even if we're of no use ourselves, things will still work out if the other observers can pull through. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. But it wasn't okay. Record scratch. Nothing was okay. Oh. All thanks to a pair of Devila and Popola models from another town. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so they are more directly responsible in some way. The wind rubs my cheeks. The sand grazes my skin. It's grown cold out here. We walk with renewed purpose, hoping to make up for lost time. Devila loses her balance every now and then. It gets bad after a while. I slip myself under her arm so she won't fall again, and we press on. Is your leg all right? Well, I doubt I'll be dancing anytime soon, but yeah, it's fine. She smiles as she says this, but I can tell she doesn't have much left. And yet she continues to smile. Also, I won't worry. I remember when our resistance allies injured her leg. Oh. I was furious, beyond fury. I wanted to scream and cry and lose myself in it. But then she smiled, and all of that rage just drifted away. To think we have the same face, yet such different smiles. One day, I realized how she reminded me of the martyrs I'd seen in old records. That was the day we decided to leave our town forever. Record of Project Gestalt's end. Ooh, interesting. Our role as observers ended on the day Project Gestalt collapsed. All due to the actions of Devila and Popola models from another town. With the original Gestalt lost, humanity was doomed to an inevitable extinction. The original Gestalt? Huh. So that either means that there's one base personality that was the basis for the whole project, from which other personalities would be spawned, or my understanding of what Project Gestalt is as a way to replicate and essentially reproduce through placing digitized personalities into android bodies was wrong, and Gestalt is something different, either like a place or a program or something. Knowing this, we gathered what remaining replicant data we could find and launched it to the surface of the moon. And that's how the androids were made. And though success was as unlikely as finding a lost sand grain in the desert, we still had to attempt it. So Devila and Popola are the reason that all of the resistance androids and Yorha and everything exist, I'm guessing. Huh, very interesting. We still had to try. We were androids, you see. Protecting humanity was our instinct. Other androids, beholden to that same instinct, began to direct their hate at the Devila and Popola models who'd snuffed out humanity. But what did they do? It started small. A few offhand remarks, the occasional glance. But even the smallest things have weight. And with enough of them combined, that weight eventually becomes a boulder. So there are other android models, so the replicants might specifically be where the Yorha models come from. Maybe. Emotions boiled over, remarks became jeers, and soon enough, my sister and I were the perfect target for persecution. At first, we simply accepted the fact that our friends turned on us. It was almost unavoidable, I suppose. We were observers for Project Gestalt, after all. And while we didn't cause it to fail, the people who did, well, they looked just like us. So we accepted it. We took the resentment and scorn. We endured. Because as crazy as it sounds, I think we actually felt responsible. We moved from town to town in an effort to avoid persecution. But in one such town, my seemingly infinite patience finally broke. Okay, I see what's happening here. Okay, yeah. So they kill a bunch of resistance people, right? And that's their sin. And that's what, like, Anemone knows them for, I'm guessing. I doubt Anemone knows about the whole Project Gestalt thing. I doubt anyone other than these two, and maybe a few select others do. So this is what they're known for now. Got it. My sister, Devila, met with unprovoked violence at the hands of a resistance member. She said something in response to his taunts. Interesting that Popola is the one lashing out here, right? We would expect it to be Devila. She's like the tougher, more like tomboyish, gruff one. Popola is like the quiet, calm one. And yet, it's always the quiet ones. Something quiet. And though her words were ambiguous, he slashed her leg nearly in two. My vision narrowed. Everything went red, and then she smiled at me. It's okay, sis. There's nothing we can do. But it was too late. My emotions were no longer in my control. I'm simply not strong enough to stand aside and let the most important person in the world come to harm. I mean, I would argue that's not strength anyway. That's weakness. Like, at the end of the day, all anyone can do, android or otherwise, is make a stand in defense of the people who matter to them. Like, that's all any of us have, right? That's not weakness. That's strength. Devila and I left town that same day. Violence like that wouldn't stop. It was going to happen again. And it wouldn't be coming from just one person. So rather than let them kill us, we ran. I guess it was the greatest resistance I could muster. So they didn't fight them. Interesting. Huh. So I guess their sin is the Gestalt thing. We lose the sun as dark clouds gather overhead. We continue our march. A cold wind blasts us, stealing what little body heat we have left. I smell rain in the air. We continue our march. Sometimes we hear animals howling in the distance. It makes us flinch every time. But we continue our march, because even this is better than suffering at the hands of our fellow androids. Why must we suffer this persecution? I know we're the same model as the androids who doomed humanity, so I understand that part. At least a little, anyway. But at the same time, we're not them. We're not the same. We are who we are, and that Devila and Popola were who they were. That's how I felt when I saw Devila being hurt. I wanted to shout it at everyone. I wanted to scream. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Devila. And for her, there's only me. Yet they talk so much about needing to atone for their sins, like this, that, and the other thing. That doesn't match up with what we're being told here, which makes me wonder if something else is going to happen. No one can take the other's place. Rain falls from the sky. It stimulates our sensation nerves like cold needles. We need maintenance badly. But that's a pipe dream, I suppose. No android would dare help a pair of outcasts like us. Are you cold, Devila? I'm alright as long as you're with me, sis. I feel the same. We press our bodies together to try and retain heat. It's cold now. Much worse than the searing heat of midday. But we just smile at each other and keep pressing on. There's another camp on the other side of the desert, a new camp. If we can just get there, I can finally fix Devila's leg. And yet, I wonder if there's anywhere on this planet that will take us. Hey, what's wrong? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I do what I can to suppress the anxiety in my chest and keep walking. The rain grows worse. It lashes at us without pause. Is this our punishment? I reach out and... I mean, we're already supporting Devila's body, so we'll touch her cheek. The rain flows down her cheeks like tears. I reach over and gently wipe it away. She smiles, but seems surprised. There's no point in doing that, you know, she whispers. But there is. Because I swore to myself that I would stay with her forever. For that is the fate we twin androids have been assigned. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Wow. Huh. I was not expecting an info dump on Devila and Popola like that, but that was really cool. Every little thing we see like that goes back into the like NieR Gestalt, NieR Replicant days and talks about Project Gestalt and the replicants and all that just gets me more and more excited for the Replicant remake to come out. I want to experience that game. I want to see that story, see how it all ties together with all this. Oh, I need it in my life. Okay. Pod 153. The failure to manage the area resulted in the collapse of the Gestalt system, which led to the decimation of the human race. Due to the discovery of its instability, the twin system was removed from future android designs. We still don't know what they did. I'm guessing maybe that's something you see in the first NieR, maybe. Probably, actually. Yeah. You probably see it there. Huh. I wonder if it was just that one model, or one duo, I guess, that got this whole system scrapped, or if Devila and Popola, that we know, are the outliers who didn't go crazy or do whatever the other ones did. Maybe. Following the incident, the Devila and Popola models were not dismantled. However, in order to prevent further unexpected behavior, they underwent a memory wipe. Interesting. Furthermore, they were reprogrammed to generate constant feelings of guilt.
That is all that remains from their personal record during the era in which they were referred to as administrators.
I see.
Query: why do the androids Devila and Popola seem to prefer death over surviving alone? There was a very high probability that at least one could have escaped.
I hope you never have to understand.
Affirmative.
Oof. Ooh.
Query: why does this tower possess an entrance at all? All material transport takes place via aerial vehicles. It is irrational for an infiltration route to be so easily accessible. Hypothesis: entrance is a trap.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that. So... They said that Devila and Popola underwent a memory wipe and were programmed to generate constant feelings of guilt. I'm guessing that that took place in between where that record ends and where we meet them, right? Because that's what I was saying. Like, this record is inconsistent with what we know of their personalities now. So, their memories got wiped. They know they did something, and they feel bad about it constantly. That's so brutal, dude. Like, they don't even know what they did, but they just feel awful about it constantly, and as such are willing to sacrifice of themselves to try and fix it when they don't even know what it was. Oh, that's so savage. God, that's awful. And it's not even their fault. Oh, man. The more I think about it, the more upsetting it is. Jeez. Well, I mean, I'm at time, so I'm going to call this one here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do very much appreciate it. We are in the Tower of Evil Omnisciousness. Ominousness? We're in the Tower of Sauron, basically. So I'm sure shit's only going to get more wild from here. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what goes on here. If you know someone that you think would enjoy this series or any of my other series, if you could shoot them a link, that'd just be swell. Until the next time, though, I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe and healthy out there. And remember, be good to each other. Bye now.